What's up, everybody? It is your girl, Courtside Kenny, and today we're going to talk to you about the South Carolina Gamecocks. Once again, I did not make a recap video because we smacked in Oklahoma. We smacked them again, once again, and this felt a lot like the Texas game. Actually, I'm very surprised about that. But before we get into that, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the past two games, and then we're going to look ahead a little bit to the LSU game on Thursday. I'm pretty stoked for that. I don't know how you aren't if you love women's basketball, if you love college women's basketball, you should be excited about this. I'm stoked. So let's get into it. First, let's talk a bit about the Alabama game. I was never particularly concerned about Alabama. We smacked Texas, and I kind of felt like Alabama should have been, you know, easy considering. But honestly, that was a tougher game. It felt like in Texas. It took a while for us to get our footing, but we still ended up winning by 18. I do not remember much about those games. I think another thing I wasn't really I had other things to do, so I was half watching those games, half not. The Alabama game was cool. Um, the most recent game was the game against Oklahoma, which happened Sunday. They were ranked 10 at the time, I think. And yeah, this one, like I said, went a lot like Texas. And at this point, I'm just really looking forward to LSU because I really do want to play SEC team that is used to being an SEC team, that is used to being a top of the line SEC team. Texas and Oklahoma, they're from a previous conference. And I didn't feel like they had that SEC toughness. When we're talking about the Oklahoma game, I love what I saw from Malaysia. Love what I saw from Malaysia. I am 100% on the train that Dawn is on, where it's like, we got to kind of bring it in so that we can play winning basketball. Doesn't have to be all about those highlights, but it needs to be about making those right decisions. And I feel like she's really getting to a place where she looks good. I think that I thought her decision making was great. I thought one thing I had mentioned was like her speed. I feel like she doesn't have an in between or anything. I felt like she used that a little bit more. Still some acrobatic stuff, still some crazy stuff. That half court shot at the end of the that buzzer beater shot at the end of the first quarter, second quarter, something like that. Like that was an insane. Like, why would you do that? Like, not in a bad way, but in like how did you even consider that you wanted to do that? So I think just from that perspective, she's a wonderful basketball mind. And if you can, I know that everybody wants to see the highlights, and I know everybody wants to see that. But we also don't want her to be Kennedy Carter, and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep moving right after that conversation. Yeah. So I think that Malaysia's doing well. I think she looks great. I also think Sanaya Fagan. I really wanted to spew hot takes. I just want to spew hot takes. But again, I'm new to the Gamecocks. I've mentioned that before. This is my second year watching. But again, ever since I saw Sanaya, I felt like, yeah, no, it's her. It's her. It's her. She's doing that. The season started again a little slow for her. I think it started a little slow for all of our juniors and seniors. Who probably just had a hangover of like, we went undefeated last year. There weren't a lot of tough games other than the Lady Vols. And we saw what Camilla did with that. We probably don't win. I mean, we probably don't lose against UCLA with Camilla also. Having her was really helpful for situations like that. And they don't have her. And I thought, losing that UCLA game early helped them understand that. Like, you don't have that margin of error. However, like I said, I mean, they smacked Oklahoma. What was that? I mean, we won by like 40. Um, I don't have the box scores in front of me, which is super stupid, right? Um, Crazy, absolutely crazy. Um, what happened in that game? Everybody ate. Joyce ate. Miriam still looked good. Adele got us over 100. I'm a huge Adele fan. You just can't teach 6'7". You can't teach height. And when you have that height and you happen to be an active body out there, I tend to think that you need to work with that in whatever capacity that you have, because you can't teach heart and you can't teach 6'7". And if somebody has that, let's have the patience to teach you how to put that ball in the hoop, because once you learn how to do it, ain't nobody can stop you. So I'm a huge Adele fan. Very much looking forward to what happens with her. As far as the Oklahoma game, I mean, I think it's just that, smack them. And again, like I said, somebody came on here talking about, big dogs in the SEC. Baby, I am the big dog. We're 3-0 without Ashland in this stretch of ranked teams. So next we have to see LSU. And frankly, I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned. I'm not scared of all the ones. Honestly, like I am again looking forward to LSU because they have that SEC toughness. They know what we're looking for. Texas didn't have it. Oklahoma didn't have it. Alabama had it, but they just don't have the talent to keep up. LSU obviously does. They are ranked. I don't know what they're ranked nationally because today's Tuesday. I don't know. 5. Let's go with that. Um, and yeah, if you are looking for a numerical breakdown, you love that kind of stuff. I cannot recommend the channel Back to Sports enough. That's the number 2. He goes through all of the numbers. He's going to tell you what those are, et cetera, et cetera. He goes through them all. He goes through all the matchups. And I love looking at his videos for little pregame things. So he went through all of the um, numbers, and you know me, I'm not a numbers girly. I'm not a stats girly. It's just a vibe for me. The vibe for me is that what somebody say, LSU hasn't beaten the Gamecocks since Whitney Houston was alive. Since Barack Obama was in office. Like that's the vibe for me. Like you haven't figured out how to do it. You had Angel Reese. You couldn't do it when you had Angel Reese. Um, and I don't think that Anissa Morrow and Flaugier are going to do it either. So that's my personal point of view. Again, it's a vibes thing for me. As far as numbers, when you look at Back to Sports, I'm gonna look over here for a second. I think of major importance, they don't shoot a lot of threes. I think that you need to shoot a lot of threes against South Carolina because we're going to beat you in the paint. If you want to have a paint off, that's fine with me. And if you want to shoot middies, I think that's fine with me because I can defend middies, and I can shoot in the paint. So I think if you want to make it that kind of like that's fine. It'll be a low scoring affair, but we can win. But like I said, they don't take a lot of threes. And I was surprised to see that we do. We take a good amount. So when I think about LSU, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who's like a 3-point shooter for them, other than Michaela. I have my thoughts about Michaela, which I will again keep to myself because I'm an old lady, and that's a young woman, and she's developing. But I mean, I think Michaela's good. I'm not concerned about her. Um, so yeah, they shoot lots of threes. Is Michaela going to be the one to kill me from three? Is Big Foe going to be the one to kill me from three? Is Anissa Morrow? So I'm concerned about Anissa Morrow, but I think Anissa Morrow is going to be a lot like the Old Acre situation, where it's like by the time you get to the place where you're making a lot of plays, like it won't matter. I really I know that like the last time we played against LSU last year when all this stuff happened, it was a close game. I think didn't Angel Reese go out? She had like a little injury or something during that game. I'm not gonna front on you. I think that helped, but you got to play the game that's in front of you. And I'm gonna say we won by like 7 or 8 points. Again with Angel Reese and Camilla on the floor. And I think not having Angel Reese for LSU is huge. Obviously not too huge, right? Because they're 20-0. But I just happen to believe that they just haven't played the quality of teams that South Carolina has. I mean, we've seen a lot in a little bit of time. And I think LSU does a great. I think they're a fine basketball program. I just don't think it's the basketball program for me. It's a basketball program that, in my mind, hinges a lot on the idea of being scary. And so, in my mind, again, I'm new here, right? So, this is all me making it up. But in my mind, they're about the fact that like we're 20-0, right? That is always the thing. You cannot, you can't disagree with that. They've won 20 games and lost 0. So first of all, you walk into their building, they're 20-0. Then you look at Kim Mulkey, and she's got some crazy ass fucking outfit. You look at all her coaches; they all got on Gucci fits, looking good. They're attractive. That's an attractive group of people. I got nothing to say bad about them. When you look at Kim Mulkey's bench, it's an attractive group of people. Okay, so you see an attractive group of people. Then you're looking across. When you go to thinking about LSU and going to their arena and stuff like that, right? You're going into a place, it's 20-0. You see Kim Mulkey, she's got a fucking t-shirt on that's got a fucking basketball net hanging from it. You look and you see the rest of the coaches, they're fine. Fine as hell. They look good. Sexy. Huh? Can I get your number? Huh? And then you look over and you see Anissa Morrow. You got somebody in the crowd who's counting Anissa Morrow double doubles. right? They're expecting her to have a double double. You got that, and so you're getting ready and you're warming up. You're looking at all of this. You hear it. It's loud up in there, and then guess what? They're playing Flau'jae for loudly. They're playing her single, right, from the speakers, and she's saying whatever the hell, talking her cash on this thing, and you look across from her, and she's right across from you. And I think for a lot of teams, you lose before you even tip the ball because you say to yourself, "That's Flau'jae. That's Anissa Morrow. That's Kim Mulkey. This is LSU. It's loud. There's a lot going on. A lot of bravado for that team." And I'm not saying that they can't back it up, but they could. And here's the thing. We talk about the schedule. I think another thing that we're finding out is certain conferences are top heavy. But first of all, the SEC, it just means more, right? If you have to, like, depending on what it takes in the national championship, whatever matchups you have, LSU could easily win a championship. They could easily win a championship because again, that bravado is going to scare people. And not just that. I mean, there is talent. It's not like there's not talent. Again, Michaela Williams, she is talented. KG, she is talented. Anissa, very talented. I just think when we're talking about going up against South Carolina, like I said, I just don't see the vision for what they can do to beat us. Could they win a national championship? Yeah, they don't have to see us for sure. I would put my money on LSU versus a lot of. I don't think LSU. I don't think a lot of the top 10 right now can beat LSU. Don't think Notre Dame can beat LSU. I don't think UConn can beat LSU. Um, if Oklahoma is still up there, I don't think they can beat LSU. Texas, I would have to see if a lot of people are saying like Texas after they lost to us, they've gotten they're together. I would have to see it. I still don't know that, like, because again, if you're Texas and you're not shooting a lot of threes, I and you play Oldacre off the bench, who do you have for Anissa Morrow? Okay, Aaliyah, but I just I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a great matchup though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that I don't think LSU is talented. I just don't think LSU is good enough to beat the South Carolina Gamecocks. And again, back to sports. Got all the numbers for you. If you need to see them, go to the NCAA website. They don't shoot as many threes as us. And from another perspective, when you look at the defensive rating, we have similar offensive ratings, but the defensive rating, they don't play with it. We're like 10 to 20 points better on the defensive rating. And this is an SEC play. These numbers he gave us for SEC play. This was not whole time with Ashland and stuff like that. This is over the SEC games. We've played 5 SEC games. I think they've played 4. And a lot of people try to say, well, the schedules between LSU and South Carolina that different. I'm not going there with you. I completely disagree with that. It's a completely different. We've played 5 people in the SEC for one. We've played 3 ranked people in the last week and a half for 2. We played 4 ranked people outside the conference or something like that. I can't quite remember. So like, it's no shade to LSU. Talented batch of ladies. I just don't think that they're going to win against us. We'll see though, right? I think it'll be a good game. I do think it'll be probably one of the better games that we've seen in these top 20 matchups. Because again, LSU has the grit. You don't have to teach them what SEC basketball is. Texas and Oklahoma got to learn. Alabama knows what it is, but again, Alabama, they were never gonna. They weren't ever supposed to, beat us. And another thing, they do rebound better than us, which I'm a smidge concerned about. I think we do fine. When I think about the teams that have bigs, and when we focus on them, I think we do fine. I'm thinking about UCLA. I'm thinking about Sedona Prince and TCU. We kept Lauren Betts in check. It was London who beat us. You know, Texas had Oldacre off the bench. Couldn't do much with her. You know, I just thought about somebody else, but I forgot it. Sedona Prince, when I say TCU, we beat TCU. Of course, Ashland was there, and I think she had a huge part to do. I mean, Ashland had her in check. But I think, having that focus on bigs, I think we could possibly do that with Anissa Morrow again. And I think she's limited offensively. Again, she's a talented lady. I just think that she's a little offensively limited for what it would take to beat the South Carolina Gamecocks. So, They do rebound better. They don't defend as well. They don't take as many threes. Overall, I'm again going with us. I'm going with us because of our bench too. I think there's a significant drop off when you look at LSU's bench. I don't think we have that. You can argue that some of our bench is better than our starters, depending on what you like. So we have a legitimate second starting five where I think a lot of people just have a bench. And I think LSU has a bench that Kim Mulkey don't even like, for real. Like, let's be real. First of all, she don't like her bench. She don't like none of her point guards. And I don't know. She said some mean stuff about them, but they let it happen. So yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the matchup. I'm looking forward to who gets Anissa, who can keep her in check. Anissa recently posted something, a picture of her, and it said in due time. And I do believe last time Chloe Kitts had Anissa. And so we'll see what that matchup looks like this time. But also, like I said, I'm expecting some Sinai, I'm expecting some Joyce. Um, I'm really seeing what they can do, but I really do want to see Joyce and Anissa bang a little bit. I think that'll be really cool. And then of course Malaysia, I want to see if her growth continues. She's starting to say that I love defense, I love making the right decisions, I love playing well. I get it now. It's kind of where she's coming from, and yeah, I mean, if she's good, she's gonna be good, y'all. She becomes one of them two-way players that understands her power. The curtains. So I'm excited to see if that development continues. And yeah. Also shout out to Dawn Staley who got paid. I mean, she got paid. Baby girl, let me hold $10. Please. Need that. Shout out to her. And I was saying online, I fell in love with Dawn for a variety of reasons. I'm from Virginia, first of all. She went to UVA. So we've got that connection. She played for the Richmond Rage, which transitioned to the Philadelphia Rage, which was the WNBL. So she played there. So there's that Virginia Philadelphia connection. I guess I live in Philadelphia now. So I love her for that. But another reason why is because I watched that 30 for 30 when they did the Olympics, and just knowing that none of those ladies got paid for real, knowing those ladies went 60-0, and had to stay outside in the freezing cold. Just God is a restorer, and I think that's just so beautiful. To get paid $4 and $5 million at this junction in your career, and sometimes it takes long, and sometimes you do have to advocate for yourself. But she deserves every penny of that, just for the seeds that she sowed in women's basketball, from the '90s to today. So I'm super happy, super proud, super grateful, just to see that, and to see again that God answers prayers for real. And that is just, again, so dope. I'm so happy for her. Um, Shout out to Dawn Staley again. Send me $10. But yeah, I'm excited about Thursday. Looking forward to it. Let me know who you got in the comments. I don't remember who we play after LSU. We got 5 ranked individuals. I don't know who's after that. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, it's lit. So like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do. I'll be here after Thursday to talk about the game with LSU. Hopefully they give me something to make a recap about. But if not, we'll be here chatting. So again, thanks for watching. I'm Courtside Kenny, and I'll chat with you later.